It seemed like every few minutes a shot was heard down the street. Police kept everybody well back. The suspect, 30-year-old Rodman Lee, was well armed. 2 pistols and a shotgun, and he apparently used them all. Lee reportedly began firing when a detective approached the house.
Detectives approached the door, and he came out, started firing shots. They scrambled for cover. They said before the incident ended, there were a total of about 50 shots fired, most of them inside the house.
Detectives finally talked Lee into throwing his weapons out the window and giving himself up. Lee is charged with the murder of 22-year-old Clement Lawson Brett, who was found bound and gagged and shot in the head yesterday afternoon, a few blocks from where Lee surrendered. Police say Brett was killed in an argument over drugs. A quantity of cocaine was found both inside and in the back of the house where he was killed. Brad Ganson, Channel 2 News.
No decision has been made yet whether to charge Rodman Lee, a Jamaican, with the attempted murder of police officers. Detectives, however, have witnesses in the Brent murder. Beverly?
In other news, for several years now, we've been debating how to improve the quality of education in this country. Today, the superintendent of Maryland schools says the answer is a longer school year. Superintendent Joseph Schilling announced a proposal to add 20 days to the school year. He says it's based on research that all students who attend summer school do better. Students and teachers we talk to are not sure a longer year is the answer.
I think it's mean.
Why?
Because it's not a lot of time to have summer vacation.
For improving education, it might be a good idea, but I don't know whether adding on extra days is the right approach. Maybe changing curriculum, paying teachers higher salaries, trying to get students more motivated.
I would like to see a lengthened school day. That would be my preference. Especially as an art teacher, I think the time that you have in class is more valuable necessarily than how many days you go.
And because the 20 extra days would be added in June, another major concern is schools that don't have air conditioning. The state school board will discuss the issue at next month's meeting, but a vote is not expected for several months.
The city of Baltimore got a budget setback yesterday. More than $10 million earmarked to help city kids may not be available now. Annapolis Bureau Chief Lou Davis has been tracking the story, and he has details for us now.
If we lose this $10.7 million, it will really be devastating to the city.
The money was earmarked for education and drug abuse programs. The city's school system spends less money per student than just about any system in the state, and the legislature agreed to help with a one-time grant of $10.7 million. But even as the legislature was celebrating the end of the session, there were concerns about the money and the strings attached. The city could only get the funds if city officials agreed not to cut the tax rate. City Council President Mary Pat Clark feels that restriction is unconstitutional.
We can't have the state legislature telling us that we cannot, in effect, set our own property tax rate.
The governor doesn't like people suing the state. He said yesterday the entire $10.8 million appropriation may be unconstitutional.
Money just won't go to the city, and they'll be out $10 million.
Without that money, then we're going to have to go to cutbacks in things that people can see and that they can feel. I mean, services that really have a day-to-day impact will have to be reduced.
State Senator Clarence Blount agrees that a one-time grant is not the right way. The city should not have to come to the legislature each year to beg for money.
Something must be done so that we won't have to revisit this question each year, come down, hat in hand, begging, quick fix the city.
It all started out as a move by city officials to get the money with no strings attached. But it backfired, and now the city could lose it all. What is more likely, though, is that the governor will find some way to get the city the $10.7 million, but not until he makes sure that city officials worry about it for a while, and not until he makes sure that city officials realize who holds the purse strings. At City Hall, Lou Davis, Channel.
Elijah Richardson was born here at Lafayette Courts. The 12-year-old says as long as he can remember, he's hated his home.
Too much killing and drugs. I seen shooting and all that. And other kind of stuff.
Cherie Smith and her 2 young children moved to Lafayette from a shelter 4 months ago. The mother wonders if this is really better.
I live on the 9th floor, and when the elevators are out, I mean, in case of emergency, like my son has asthma, I mean, hard to find, you know, it's a matter of seconds between life and death, and they might not make it up there in time.
Lafayette is one of 18 public housing high-rises in Baltimore. These are places where playgrounds are covered with glass and garbage. Places where toddlers romp on one corridor, and one floor up, police frisk a crime suspect.
I hate raising my children here because there's no opportunity for them to play. I've been here for 2.5 years now, and during this time, they've never played on that playground out there because I don't see the playground as a place for children to play. It's a place for drugs.
Many of the families here believe that the high-rises themselves will never change, that the only hope is to be able to move away. A task force that has been studying the problems here for several months agrees that the only solution is to move the children out. The task force is recommending that families with children be moved to other public housing units in the city.
I think it's crucial because, like I said, it's congested in the high rises. It's just no place to raise young children.
The task force proposal is in the early stage. It's a plan that could cost millions of dollars and take 10 years to complete. Elijah Richardson says he wants to be able to leave long before then. Unfortunately, like many youngsters, he has no choice but to live here now. Yolanda Graham, Channel 2 News.
Here's progress for you. The state is being divided, cut in half because CMP is running out of telephone numbers. For the first time since 1947, Maryland will become the proud owner of an additional area code. Channel 2's Jamie Costello reports that 301 will soon be joined with area code 410.
Maryland is playing the numbers game. Your company retirement fund is called 401. The emergency number is 911. Your jeans are 501, and at tax time it's 1040. Well, now CMP is running out of numbers because of economic growth. In 1992, they'll be forcing you to use an eraser on your address book by coming up with area code 410, and at no extra charge.
A local call today will be a local call in 1992. A long-distance call will still be a long-distance call.
The 410 code will serve the Baltimore metropolitan area, the entire Eastern Shore, Calvert, and most of Carroll, Howard, and Anne Arundel counties.
Will there be a charge for this?
As far as I understand, no.
Well, I guess I have no objections to it then.
Area code 301 will remain in effect throughout the rest of the state. According to CMP, more phones are in the D.C. area, so it would be more cost-efficient to change the Baltimore area code.
I think the people, it's going to divide it kind of in the middle of the state. Once the people learn, what part they're in, they'll remember it. It's only 3 digits, and most of them will be able to remember that, I think. It's people that from out of state that are calling here that might have a little problem with it.
Back in 1947, when area code 301 was named after Route 3, Maryland had 500,000 phones. Today, with telephones, fax machines, computers, and cellular phones, the number is well above 4 million. If you own a cellular phone, you'll have to take it back to where you bought it and have it reprogrammed. If your company has stationery, they'll have to have that changed with the new number on it. And if you own a burglar alarm system, that too will have to be fixed. It will be up to those companies to either absorb the cost or pass them on to you. Customers are encouraged to start using the new area code this time next year, for real in 1992. Jamie Costello, Channel 2 News.
Well, tonight, the parents of a 16-year-old West Baltimore boy have filed a $30 million lawsuit against the city of Baltimore and the Baltimore City Police Department. Their son, Maurice Saunders, was killed during a high-speed police chase some 2 years ago. Police say he was illegally riding a dirt bike near this intersection in southwest Baltimore. Officer Mark McGee began chasing him, and according to an accident report, McGee was going 59 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone when his cruiser struck Maurice's bike. Maurice was thrown from the bike, and he later died of internal injuries. The officer was cleared by the state's attorney's office of criminal charges, and he later resigned from the police force. But the Saunders family says the city is responsible for their son's death.
I'd like to see someone within the police department or whoever was wrong admit that my son died wrong for life. Wrong for death.
Neither the police department nor the city solicitor's office would comment on this case. Baltimore City Police still need your help in the search for a missing 19-year-old. Melissa Watkins hasn't been seen or heard from since Monday after she left her boyfriend's home and went to Mondawmin Mall. Today, police searched a wooded area in northeast Baltimore near Melissa's boyfriend's home. Canines were used in the search, but so far nothing has turned up. Anyone with information about Melissa's disappearance is asked to call City Police at 396-2444. And police